Hello everyone and welcome to this video where today I'm going to be filming my 29-week pregnancy update. So as always, if you see me looking down, I've just got my notebook here in front of me. I haven't got loads to talk about this week. I've got a few symptoms that I'll go through. I also had another diabetic review for my gestational diabetes, and I've also picked up a few items for baby, so I'll tell you what I've picked up this week. So starting off with my symptoms, I'm still having backache here and there, whereas it tended just to be in the evenings. I can get this throughout the day. If I've had a day where I've been just moving around, bending a lot more, then I will get a backache now as well. It's not horrendous, it's just sometimes if you go to move you think, oh, that caught me a bit, but it's still manageable at the moment. I'm still finding that I'm having to change my sitting position quite often as the bump is really getting in the way. It rests right on top of my legs, so yeah, it's definitely still feeling really quite low down, and where it's much harder now is obviously not able to squish into my legs and shape around them as much, so that can get quite uncomfortable, especially as I've said before, as I work in an office-based job, so I spend a lot of the day sat down. However, I do try and get up and stretch my legs, go for a walk around as much as that I can. I still am feeling my stomach stretching quite a lot. I've got one particular area of my stomach where it always feels so stretched. It feels like it's at the very most that it can do, and it's kind of, if I was looking down at my stomach, it's just below my belly button and on my right hand side. That area tends to feel so stretched, especially later on in the day when I've had all my meals. That is also where baby tends to sit. I think that's kind of where their back is as well, so obviously that's a big solid part of the baby, so that's pushing right against my stomach and stretching out my skin. Also with baby pushing, I am feeling them a lot more on my bladder now as well. Sometimes I won't need to go to the toilet, but I'll go to stand up and they'll be in a really funny position, and I almost feel like I have to lift my bump up so it's not resting on my bladder so much. They do tend to quickly move positions though, so it doesn't bother me too much. I've just noticed that definitely feels heavier on my bladder more the last couple of weeks or so. I have also had another week where I've had a little bit of constipation again. It's never enough that it bothers me that I need to go see and speak to the midwife, and it usually just resolves itself quickly, but it's kind of like an on and off issue that I've had. I definitely had it worse my first pregnancy. This time it's been much better. I have also had a couple of instances of heartburn this week. This time it was after eating bacon, I think. I do just tend to find those smoky, stronger tasting flavours tend to set my heartburn off. However, I have picked up some sugar-free Rennies that I'm able to take now, which hopefully should help me if I'm having any meals that I think will set off my heartburn. I can usually predict it. Things like peppers, fajitas, bacon, those kind of flavours tend to set it off, so as long as I've got them with me, if I know I'm having a meal like that, I should be okay. I have also been feeling much warmer again this week. I'm always so hot. I'm having to sleep with the window open at night. I'm waking up, I'm feeling really sweaty. This really is noticeable overnight. I tend to get so warm, which is normally the complete opposite for me, as I've mentioned previously. Also throughout the day now, I'm usually wearing tons of warm jumpers, but I'm finding I'm having to take them off now more, and it's not necessarily warm, and other people say at work are saying that they're cold, and I'm just there, I need to take my jumper off, I'm so hot. So I'm definitely still finding that my temperature is increasing at the moment. And I did touch upon it when I was talking about the other symptoms, but baby is feeling really quite heavy and quite low down now. Obviously, as I'm in my third trimester, that's going to be the way it's going to feel, but I've definitely started noticing that as well. I'm having to walk around holding my stomach sometimes, just because I feel like baby is so low. But yeah, that's it for updates on symptoms for this week. So I'll go ahead now and talk through my gestational diabetes review. So this time it was actually only one person in the room. It was just a diabetic specialist nurse, and this is pretty much the same person I've seen every appointment I've been to. She's a really nice lady, really helpful. I wasn't in there for too long this week. She had a look through all my readings and she's really happy with them. They're all sitting within target, so that's great. So I didn't have to be in there for too long. She also was able to look through my scans. So obviously I had my growth scan when I was 28 weeks, so last week, and she's really happy with the measurements. They said with gestational diabetes, they tend to really look at the stomach area for the baby, but that is all within range, so that's looking really good. She said just to keep on going as I'm going at the moment, and if there's any problems then just give them a phone call and they'll discuss any changes that need to be made then. I did also mention to her, as I have a problem with my foot, so I've been going to see a podiatrist for a while. I have a problem with my nails and they're very sore, and I know with diabetes that you have to really be careful with nail care. So I did just want to mention it to her to see if that was still the case if you had gestational diabetes. However, she actually said that as kind of, it's not the same as like type 1 and type 2 diabetes, so they don't necessarily have the same problems with feet as you might have if you had one of those types. But she did say, as I've been waiting for my referral for quite a few months now, to just get back in contact with my GP and see what they can do. She was really helpful. She did look into it for me. But yeah, she always said it's not obviously the nicest because you're heavier, you're on your feet when you're pregnant. So hopefully they'll be able to do something about that. But with gestational diabetes, it's not something that you need to worry about. And with my readings throughout this week, as my appointment was at the start of the week, they have been great the rest of the week. I did have one reading out of target, which was a fasting reading. This could have been because I had a later meal the night before, and I think that was a night where I had a Rennie's, but I think I had the sugar ones in the night, so that would make sense as to why I had a higher reading, as we have 2 packets of them and I must have just grabbed the wrong one. But yes, so other than that, readings have been all good. So I thought I'd just talk through a few bits that I picked up for baby this week. So I wanted to do an order on Shein, just to get a few items. There wasn't loads that I wanted on there. I have seen a few baby clothing items that I like, but I'm going to hang off doing an order for now, and possibly do that again in the future. However, there was things I wanted to get before baby's arrival, so I picked those up. So first of all, we picked up some wardrobe dividers. So they're the different age dividers to separate the clothes, as we have picked up clothing in all different ages, just to make sure that we have enough across each size and we don't end up buying too much of one size. I then did also pick up some nursing bras. I only got 1 pack of these as I wasn't too sure, number one, if they would fit me, as they were done in like small, medium, large, and 2, if they were going to be any good. So I ordered some to give a go, and they seem okay. They're not the best fit, however I think because I usually would wear a nursing bra to bed after having baby, just because when your milk's coming in, you're leaking nighttime, you're obviously more likely to leak as well. So I found that I needed to wear one when I went to sleep. So I'll probably keep that packet for bedtime, and then maybe go to M&S a bit closer to time, get properly measured and get a few nursing bras I can wear in the day. I then did also pick up a hospital bag for baby. So I got the cream bag with the bear faces on that everybody has. I just seen this everywhere and I really wanted to get it, and I thought we can use it for like overnight stays and things for baby once they are here. And I thought it was nice and neutral as well, and yeah, we picked that up. So that arrived and that is perfect. It's a great size, exactly for what we need. I did also pick up a nursing cover. I had this when I first had my daughter, as at first it can feel really daunting if you're feeding out in public, but it does get to the point where you just aren't bothered by it anymore. And I think sometimes it's nice just to have it if you're somewhere you don't necessarily feel comfortable. You've always got that in your bag with you. So I picked that up, and that looks really nice quality as well when that arrived. And I did also pick up a couple of items of maternity clothing for me, as although most of my clothes I'm making work, I've got leggings and long t-shirts that are just about stretching to fit me. I was getting to the point where I needed a couple of items, so I've got some maternity leggings which feel really soft, really nice quality. I did only pick up one of those as I didn't know whether they would arrive when they fit, if they would fit when they arrived, sorry. But they do, so I really could do with ordering another pair. And I did also get a t-shirt as well, which has arrived and it looks really, really nice, so really happy with that. And I also did do one order on Amazon this week, so using the baby wish list to get 15% off. We got the Mum Cozy white noise machine, as when I had my daughter she used to really struggle with sleep, but putting white noise on would really help her, and I would end up putting it on my phone and leave my phone on all night, which I ideally didn't want to be doing this time. So we've got the white noise machine, which also doubles up as a night light as well, so that is perfect for when you're up in the night. And I did also get some next to me crib sheets. I don't have a next to me crib, I have a Joey roomy crib. However, we checked the measurements and they should all fit, so we just need to check them on the mattress once it arrives. But yeah, I just got a couple of those. I may need to order some more at some point, but just wanted some just in case to get us started. So that's everything that we've picked up throughout the week, and that is it for updates. So I'll go ahead now and show you the bump update at 29 weeks pregnant. So this is the bump update at 29 weeks and 6 days. So that's everything for my 29-week pregnancy update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.